Hi, I'm Kristin Clark, and I'm here with Cara Nance for another installment of Energizing Your Career Through Strengths. Cara, how are we doing this week?
Absolutely fantastic. How are you doing today, Kristen?
I am good. I just came back from a 12-day trip to Iowa to visit my mom, and I got to see both of my brothers. So, as much as I love family and I love being with them, I'm really happy to be home.
Yes, I hear you. I hear you. It's definitely the yin to the yang, right?
It is, yeah. It's interesting how you have this separate life outside of your family, and to get back into just all the personalities and just how different you've become, and you become yourself outside of the family unit. It's kind of interesting to see it play out when you all get together again.
Absolutely. Yeah. All our strengths when we're living into them and being them. We I have heard that we sometimes we have to teach those who know us, think they know us. Sometimes we have to reteach them who we are.
You know
As we.
what? You're right. And that's really interesting that you bring that up, because that was kind of some of the experience that I had,
Yeah.
that it's kind of like I am my own person. And now that I've done all this strengths work, those strengths are coming through. And for me to honor those, and to pick it apart a little bit when I wasn't feeling like I got to use my strengths, it was kind of interesting. And
Yeah.
we can have
Yeah.
we can have a whole show on that.
No, yes. Yeah, that insight actually came from my coach. And as I was developing my business, for her to offer that insight, like, just so you know, you're going to have to teach people as you develop. Like, wow, thanks for that insight. Appreciate that. And yeah,
I know, yeah. And hi to Janu. We're glad you're listening in. Yeah.
awesome.
So today we are talking about responsibility,
Yes.
which is 13 for me, 11 for
Mhm.
you,
Yeah,
right? Let
definitely
me,
tap into it. Yeah.
yeah, I tap into it as well. It's not as automatic, but I definitely know when I'm doing it. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
let me tell people what this is. So people who are especially talented in the responsibility theme take psychological ownership of what they say they will do. They are committed to stable values such as honesty and loyalty.
Yeah, yeah. And the image that I came up with, reading through and just really reflecting on the theme itself and how it shows up for me and others who I know have responsibility theme high, is the human version of Jiminy Cricket. For any of our friends out there who know the Disney character Jiminy Cricket, who I know is about our conscience, right? Like doing the right thing, but really responsibility theme high. Once they say yes to them, that is what for them is doing the right thing and following through with a high level of ethics. And then for our friends out there, Jiminy Cricket is completely lost on you. I fully understand. I apologize for losing him. We'll bring you on back with the emoji, the green check mark emoji. So when you type in done, boom, it's done. And that's also our responsibility theme high, friend. So whatever they say yes to, it's gonna get done. For better or for worse for them, it'll get done for sure.
Right. And I mean, they don't make excuses. If they don't get something done, they feel bad. And so they will just go to every length that they can to make sure, if they made a promise to you, that it gets handled in some way, shape, or form.
Yes. Yeah.
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 So,
So go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
I think we're going on the same page. Wondering how you've seen it show itself before.
I see this one as far as volunteering. People that are high in responsibility, other people get the gist that when you make this promise, you're going to make it happen. So I think you get more opportunities to volunteer because more people will approach you and say, "Hey, would you be a part of da 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 da?" So I think it's really is that act of volunteering and giving it your all, that I see coming, showing up in work. And that doesn't mean just outside of your responsibilities. It means too, if, your boss comes to you and said, "Hey, would you do this for me?" And you're the first one to say yes.
Mhm. Yes, yeah, yeah, and same. I've, especially with former colleagues and also clients, but really I saw it in real time with former colleagues, seeing that email at 1 in the morning. What are you doing? And it's that responsibility theme high. Like, I have to get this done, whether it's within what is truly best for them in terms of the full picture, that becomes somewhat obsolete. Yeah. So it's more they gave you their word, and it's extremely important to them that they make good on their word.
Yes, yes, and it is, and I want people to understand the difference in what we're talking about, because I will tell you that 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock text or email that you're getting from me is more my activator going, ooh, I want to jump on this right away.
Yes.
But definitely people behind responsibility, that energy is coming in from a different place. For me, it's, ooh, I'm getting it done. For them, it's, I have to do it because I made the promise.
Yes, I appreciate you offering that distinction. Very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because I know too, as we know, our strengths sometimes look the same, but again, it's all about that energy that you're getting from the action.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
How about things that people can volunteer for? Raise their hand so that they can get more of this opportunity.
Right. Yeah. And, I appreciate that you've offered up in our chat already that with responsibility theme high, often how it shows up is that you're already volunteering. Like you are the ultimate volunteer because you just feel so good to help out your fellow human beings. So I'm actually going to offer the opposite this week. And that is take a moment to intentionally time out, carve some time aside to be very intentional about your boundaries. And I was thinking through on this, all of the top leadership gurus out there. So John Maxwell to Dr. Brene Brown to Oprah to Bishop TD Jakes, it runs the gamut. Every single one of those humans reinforces the importance of boundaries, because if you do not have them, your cup will truly run over and dry out very fast. So if, in order to really have this theme become a strength, those boundaries are crucial that you have in place for you, right? What truly do you get joy from? So what are those volunteer opportunities? But rather than just like, yeah, take a moment, think about what really fills your cup. How about you?
And I always tell my clients that are high in responsibility, no is a full sentence, and it is okay to say no. I always refer back to whenever I go to my IT team, when I was working in corporate America, running marketing departments, I'd go to them and I'd say, how, can I get this on the list? And it was always 3 years or $3 million. And sometimes we have to take that approach to say, I've got all these things ahead of you. I can't possibly give it the attention that it needs. My answer has to be no right now, and be okay with that. Like you said, it's really exercising that strength and making sure that talent so that it does become a strength, and no is okay.
And I love that visual. What a beautiful reinforcement. 3 years or $3 million. Those are tangible, getting that message across. Love that.
Yeah. And I'd say my example was ask for a project that you can be fully responsible for, so that you're fully accountable to get that project completed, because that again is going to feed that responsibility where you're taking control of the whole thing. And going back to strengthening that talent, making sure that you're not assuming that other people are coming from a place of irresponsibility, because yours is so high that we all act and react in different ways, right? If I say it's going to be done on Thursday, but now this isn't true, but if I say it's going to get done on Thursday, but it gets done Saturday, and I can go, ooh, well, it got done. Obviously my responsibility at 13 isn't kicking in, but I still felt good because I got it done for you. So just realize that people just have different perspectives. So, but raising your hand and saying, I want a project that's fully mine, I think is really helpful for somebody high in responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Full ownership. I hear you.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, as always, we want you to, get energized by your strengths and be able to use those in your work every day. And every week we, bring up a new talent to talk about, a new strength. And Cara, it's always fun. And I love talking with you about this stuff.
Same. Yeah. And friends out there, if you've got responsibility theme high, we'd love to hear how it shows up for you. Just throw it out there in the chat.
All right. See you next week.